Hey guys, in this video I have prepared for myself a little bit of a challenge. I needed to wash some of the cars that I have around, and I decided to try and do this in one go and to see how fast can I do that. Actually there are 6 of them, all sizes and shapes, and the state they are is completely different. Some of them are a bit dirty. Most of them had a lot of dirt on them, so it's gonna be interesting. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do this in half an hour or probably an hour. It is gonna be interesting. Now it is let me see, it is, I don't know if you can see this, 6:30 p.m. so I don't have much of a daylight. The sun is already setting down, but it's gonna be interesting and I'm gonna try my best. I'm gonna use power wash. I'm just gonna use a power wash. I won't wash them on hand. And here they are. This is the first one. As you can see, it's not very dirty. This is the second one. This is one of the project cars that I'm gonna be doing, if it is possible at all. It wasn't washed for at least a year and a half, and it wasn't driven as well. This is the other one. This one I'm gonna give you a little bit of a closer glimpse of this thing. This car, it wasn't driven for 8 or 10 years, I don't remember actually, because it was in the junk pile. It was prepared for the scrapyard, but I was able to get this thing running again. The problem now is that I have no fuel in the tank. Basically, she just cut off right before I was able to get this into place, and even now it has a flat tire in the front, so I don't know what I'm gonna do. Probably I'm gonna leave this for the end. So this is the daily driver. My brother goes to work with this. As you can see, it's not in so bad condition. This one is mine, and it wasn't washed for 2 months probably, and I wasn't driving this thing in the meanwhile, so it was just sitting. I have to replace the turbine and head gasket, so it's gonna be in the few next videos. This one actually was washed a week ago, I think, something like that, but it needs a bit of a washing. As you can see, it has some dirt on it and they have to be cleaned. So let's get started. I didn't capture the whole row. This one is just for show. I won't wash this one. So here it is, guys, the whole bunch of cars that I'm gonna be washing. So how long do you think it's gonna take me to power wash these cars? I'm a bit curious to find out myself. first one is already done, so it's time for the second one. This one is ready as well, and here it is, how it looks like after the wash. Okay, it's time for the Lancia because I sprayed the shampoo on her, so it's time to wash. It looks okay now. It's not perfect, but good enough. It's time for the big boy, but since this was washed last week, it doesn't require much, so I'm gonna go through it really quickly, and then I'm gonna deal with that thing over there. So the big boy is done. It didn't need it much to be cleaned, and it's shiny again. It had a little bit of dust on it, and that was all. So this is done. Such a beautiful sight, isn't it? On the sun is hitting behind the horizon, and there is barely any light left, but it looks amazing. And this is the result, guys, but you won't be able to see it. I'm gonna leave this car over here till tomorrow. Well, guys, the challenge was simple, and yet I managed to fail because I ended up washing the car behind me in the middle of the night. Almost, I mean, the sunlight was gone, so I had to use the moonlight to finish the job. But either way, I want to show you how it looks like on a daylight, how the car looks like when it is a daylight, but there are lots of clouds and probably it's gonna rain, so don't mind the wind, don't mind the clouds. I want to show you. I'm gonna show you some of the cars, the way they look like after the washing. It's not something that I can be proud of, but trying to wash them as quick as possible, it didn't give me the best possible results. As you can see, they are already dusty. It is blowing a strong wind over here again, and this doesn't help to keep them clean. I particularly want to show you this one because from this angle you can see that I have failed to rinse this car, and there are so many marks. Touchless wash that I used, that shampoo, car shampoo, whatever it is called. I don't remember what it said on the label, but it's stuck on the car, and there are some water marks as well, but it doesn't matter. I'm gonna clean this car properly when I'm ready with the repairs, as I mentioned. And this is the Land Rover, the Range Rover actually. He is in a little bit better condition, and it doesn't need that much of attention, but it came out rather well. I mean, when I look at the other vehicles, it looks good enough, This is how it looks from the side, and it's time to compare them and finally review the end result of this challenge. So let's go. Well guys, it's time for the final results, and I'm gonna show you what have I done, and I'm gonna tell you how long it takes to do that. I showed you a little bit of what kind of state they are now, not long ago, but let's recap. This one is okay, I think. This one is a little bit dusty. As you can see, there are some spots on the hood, on the top of the car, and there is already lots of dust on the side as well. I don't know if you can see that, but some mark over here. This one is okay. This one, you know what state this is, and I won't even begin to describe the state of this one. This is a project car, so I'm gonna be telling you more about it in an additional video when I start the project, so I'm gonna leave it for now. I'm gonna get into the history of the car and all of that, but I'm gonna leave that for another time. So here they are, and it is time to tell you about how long did it take to wash these cars. And apparently the time that I needed to wash the 6th of them, the additional one that is not in this Rover here, it was exactly 2 hours with all the play and stuff. Even though it was touchless wash and used the power washer, it was time consuming, and it was a lot of play to move the cars around and all of that, and I did try my best. I was hoping to be able to wash them under an hour, but as it turns out, I was able to wash only 3 cars in that window. So here it is. I'm thinking that I wasn't very good at this challenge, but in the next one, if I do a next one, I promise to make more effort. If you like this content, just give it a thumbs up, stay safe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.